everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are just joining us, I am Christy and I am a Doctor of Occupational Therapy student. In today's video, I will be going over a shapes puzzle board activity for Ellen's cognitive level of 3. Now, before I get into the activity, I will first go over the cognitive and performance skills expectations for someone with an ACL of 3. Now, an ACL of 3 are manual actions. Therefore, ACL 3.0, the person's going to demonstrate grasping objects. With an ACL of 3.2, the person is going to be demonstrating distinguishing objects. With an ACL of 3.4, the person is going to be demonstrating sustaining actions on the objects. With an ACL of 3.6, the person is going to have noting effects on the objects. And with an ACL of 3.8, the person is going to be using all of the objects. Now, let's get started. Now, the materials you're going to need for this activity are going to be shape puzzle boards. Now, the one that I have here has animals on it, and the other one that I have here has shapes and numbers on it. Now, there are multiple different types of shape puzzle boards out there that are available. This is what was available to me when I went out looking and shopping for shape puzzle boards. But again, any other type of shape puzzle board will do for this activity. I know that there's even shape puzzle boards that have like a little handle where you can lift them up. Those work just as fine as well. But these are going to be the materials you're going to need for this activity. For this activity, beginning with the downgraded version, we are going to be utilizing the animal shapes puzzle board here. The reason being is because when I take the puzzle piece off, the picture of the animal is still here on the puzzle board. Therefore, it's a whole lot easier to be able to match the animal to the shape of the puzzle board. So with this activity, you can have the person grasp each puzzle piece and take them off of the puzzle board. Therefore, you're working on ACL 3.0. So once they take all the pieces off of the puzzle piece, you can mix them up a bit. That way they're not in order. And then you can have them place the pieces back onto the puzzle board. Therefore, they're now starting to work on ACL 3.2, which is distinguishing objects, ACL 3.4, which is sustaining actions on objects, ACL 3.6, which is noting the effects on the objects, and ACL 3.8, which is using all of the objects. So in being able to recognize and see which puzzle piece matches the shape on the puzzle board, we're able to work on each of those ACL levels in ACL 3 with those subcategories. Therefore, what would happen if I put the alligator shape into the zebra mold? It does not fit. Therefore, we're noting effects on where the placement of the objects are going. But if I put it where the alligator layout is, it goes and it fits perfectly. Therefore, we're noting those effects on the objects and we're being able to pay attention to which mold fits the objects. So once you have the person work on and complete the grasping of the big pieces here and placing them, we have worked on all of the levels of ACL 3.0. You can even utilize hand-over-hand assist for someone who might be having difficulty grasping the objects. Therefore, you're providing an assist level with them also trying to be as independent as possible with this activity. Another thing you can work on is using the opposite arm. So you have them place the objects on the opposite side that you want them to work on. So I have them placed on my right side, but I'm now going to use my left hand to pick them up. Here we're working on crossing midline and reaching. So once you have the person place all of them back, you can have them take it off and put it now on the opposite side where you have all of the puzzle pieces laid to the other side, and then now have them reach over with the opposite arm and be able to place the puzzle pieces back on the board. Again, working on the same things of crossing midline and reaching. So once they're done with this, again, providing hand-over-hand assist as needed, you have now completed and also worked on each of those levels of each of those levels of ACL 3. All right, now to upgrade the level of difficulty for this activity, we're going to be utilizing this shapes board. With this shapes board, multiple shapes make up one shape. Therefore, for the squares, we have squares. For the rectangle, we have rectangles. For the triangle, we have triangles. But for the hexagon, we've got small triangles, and then for the pentagon, we have larger triangles. Therefore, it increases the level of difficulty in being able to know which shapes make that one shape. So what you can have a person do is you can work on each shape one at a time, such as taking out all of the triangle pieces, mixing them up, and then having them now put it back together and recognizing which pieces go which way to make that shape. Or you can do multiple shapes, such as 2 shapes at a time, mixing those pieces up, and then have them distinguish and pay attention to where the shapes go on the shapes board to complete that shape. With this activity, again, you can provide visual cueing, verbal cueing, or hand-over-hand assist. Therefore, once you have them complete that, what you can do is now incorporate multiple shapes mixed together. Now, this is a little bit more difficult because, as you can see, these 2 triangles are different in sizes. This one is smaller and this one is bigger, but it's by slightly a difference. Therefore, it's different. It's more difficult to determine which ones go where. So you have that mixed up. And then now they have to put the hexagon and pentagon back in place. So being able to distinguish which piece or which triangle in this case goes where and in which shape. Again, you can provide that hand-over-hand assist or verbal visual cueing. There we go. So you can work on different shapes at a time, or you can work on them all together and mix them up to increase the level of difficulty. Here with the numbers, you can also work on number recognition. So you have all the numbers set aside, and you can have them take it off. And then like with the other, with the animal puzzle board, you can have them on the opposite side, and then have them reach across to work on reaching across midline. You can even work on hand-eye coordination. And then have them complete this activity. And then vice versa. You could have these switched over to this side. And then now work with the opposite hand. Again, providing hand-over-hand assist if needed. And or verbal or visual cueing. Therefore, you have now completed the shapes puzzle board pieces together. This now concludes the shapes puzzle board activity. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment below. Again, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.